Bryan Bresee was the best player in his recruiting class coming out of high school. He dominated lesser competition throughout high school and came in with extremely high expectations. During his freshman year, he shattered all expectations but would have his sophomore year cut short by an injury. With a strong junior season, not only can he fight to be the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, but also go down as the greatest defensive lineman of all time to come through Clemson. But how'd we get here? Stay tuned to find out. Bresee was born on October 6, 2001 and grew up in Damascus, Maryland. Bryan's father played football at James Madison and his mother played basketball at Shippensburg University. Bryan started his football career when he was young, getting coached up by his father. He played quarterback and running back and was so athletic he could hurdle other kids. When he got to middle school, Bryan would have a major growth spurt, which led to him towering over the other kids. He dominated the smaller kids, and going into high school there was a lot of hype around how good of a player he was going to be. Bryan started his high school career at Urbana High School, where he dominated. Opposing coaches talked about how Bryan was as dominant as a freshman as they've ever seen. While his recruitment was blowing up, which I will talk about in a bit, Urbana was without a coach after their previous coach resigned to take a position at the University of Maryland as the director of player personnel. As a result of that, Bresee decided to transfer to Damascus High School, who was coming off back-to-back state titles. He chose Damascus over DC private school powerhouse St. John's College because of his family's tight-knit relationship with the coaching staff. Before he ever played a snap at Damascus, Bryan was already the most wanted recruit in the nation. On August 10, 2017, Bresee was named the highest-rated recruit in the class of 2020, a title he would never give up. There was a lot of pressure on Bryan's shoulders, and he continued to dominate, finishing the year with 8.5 sacks and 16 tackles for loss. He missed 3 games with a fractured vertebrae, but returned, helping Damascus finish the year undefeated once again, making it to their 3rd state championship in 3 years. To prepare for Bresee, opposing coaches would line players up 2 yards offside in practice, but were still unable to stop him. He finished the year being named a Max Prep Sophomore All-American. He was one of a few underclassmen invited to the opening finals, and did not disappoint, holding his own against older players. During his junior year, Bryan Bresee had 46 tackles, 36 tackles for a loss, and 12.5 sacks. Damascus made it back to the state playoffs, but would be upset during a muddy game. After the season, Bryan was named the Maryland Gatorade Player of the Year. Bresee made a trip back to the opening finals, where he placed in the camp's 99th percentile for the camp's combine scores. Going into the senior year, Bryan had over 100,000 followers on Instagram and looked to have a big year. He finished the year with 47 tackles, 30.5 tackles for loss, with 14 sacks while also adding 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and a pass breakup. During the state semifinal game, Bresee broke his left hand and played with the club during the championship game, which Damascus won. He finished the game with 5 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a rushing touchdown. He also played in the All-American Bowl with the club again. While at the game, he was named Co-Defensive Player of the Year as well. Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Bryan Bresee was a 5-star recruit who was the best player in the 2020 recruiting class and 18th best player all time. He was one of the best defensive tackles to come out of high school in over a decade. Bryan earned over 35 different Division I offers, likes of Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State. Bresee's recruitment really took off after his freshman year, when Maryland offered him on February 3, 2017. 11 days later, Purdue offered, followed by Penn State a few weeks later. Bryan said the Maryland offer came out of nowhere, and after that he was earning 2 to 3 scholarship offers a day. It exploded onto the scene as the best player in the 2020 recruiting class. Bresee told Kyle McFadden, "In the following 3 to 4 months, I had 16 offers. It's been crazy. Once I had that first offer, other schools started looking at my tape, and that kind of helped out. After the first offer, more schools started taking me seriously, I guess." In April of 2019, Bresee chose to commit to Clemson over Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, and Penn State. Coming out of high school, Bryan was projected to be a future top 10 pick with the potential to go number 1 overall, and Barton Simmons compared him to Ndamukong Suh. A day after the All-American Bowl, Bryan moved down to Clemson and enrolled. Although he played against poor talent in high school, that did not stop him from making an immediate impact. He finished his freshman year with 33 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 pass breakups, a forced fumble, and a safety in 12 games, making 10 starts. He was named a Freshman All-American, ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year, and All-AC First Team honoree. Going into his sophomore year, there were high expectations for Bresee, as some viewed him as the greatest defensive lineman in school history. He took on a leadership role during the offseason as well. Unfortunately, during the 4th game of the season, he would tear his ACL in a loss to NC State, missing the remainder of the year. Back in September, Dabo Swinney told the media he will have the ACL surgery and we're actually going to clean out some stuff in his shoulder too while we're at it. He's got plenty of time to get well. Post-spring, once we really start our off-season stuff and get into the summer planning and all that, he'll be full go and be ready to get back at it. Bryan finished the year with 15 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, a sack and a half, and an interception. Bryan will look to come back even stronger. He is projected to be a future first-round pick and will be healthy for the start of fall practice. He should have a crazy year this season and could be a key to how Clemson is this season. What do you think? Will Bryan Bresee be the greatest Clemson defensive lineman of all time? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, maybe check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.